Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
What is going on, guys, and thank you for tuning in. All right, in this episode, Susie and myself are just doing a casual chat, kind of reminiscing about the last 4 years since getting the keys to our place and starting CrossFit Max. So we hope that you enjoy it. If you do, give us a rating and a review, and let's get to it. Three, two, one. What is going on, folks?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, wherever you're at in the world.
Especially the people who are in Montreal and go to our gym. You're special.
Not you who don't go to our gym.
Like, you're cool, but you're imaginary to me.
You're imaginary. Well,
it's been like a long time that we're just speaking out into these microphones every week. And like, I sort of feel like we have two people who listen. You know, does it feel like that to you? sometimes yeah. I'm like okay,
your mom and dad.
Like, hi mom, hi dad.
There's so many people.
Hi Jason. That's about it. But like, I know it's not true because we have how many downloads?
Well, I was going to get into this after, my love. This is part of our main never subject.
Mind.
But
you
yes,
stick around to find out.
We have a lot of downloads. Yeah.
Okay.
But
anyways. I got too excited.
You got way too excited. Just jump straight
Okay, tell me about
this.
your weekend, Brandon. Are you thinking of signing up for the Canadian Forces anytime soon?
Susie's laughing at me because I had a bachelor party this weekend, and one of the festivities was paintballing. And I came back.
You loved it.
Missing arms, missing a foot. No, I'm just kidding. I just came back with a bunch of bruises on my body. And it was...
Like, would you sign up for paintball again?
I think I would do it again with the circumstances of being able to see. And I'll give you the backstory here. We went on...
Yeah, vision is like pretty important. I feel like especially like just in a general day-to-day for people who are used to being able to see, it's like pretty essential.
Yeah, especially if you're getting shot at with paintballs.
And I definitely feel like in that scenario, probably even more essential.
Yeah, pretty important.
Yeah.
And turns out I just didn't get to see it all.
Turns out you're cheap and you didn't want to pay extra for the anti-fog glasses. And turns out you should have paid extra for anti-fog glasses.
Yeah, you pay this fee and then you show up and then there's a whole bunch of like upgrades and stuff, and I didn't know that. First of all, I thought you were going to get a suit. You do not. You're just like literally in your clothes. Thank God. It was a very rainy day and I brought a long sleeve and sweatpants, so thank God for that. And you pretty much
get like being t-shirt and shorts would have been vulnerable.
Yeah, it would have been rough. I mean, some of the boys had t-shirts on. Yeah.
Did they have welts on their body?
Yes, some had some pretty big.
Like worse than you?
Yeah, in some spots, yeah. The back of my right shoulder got pretty banged up.
Smoked.
But yeah, a couple of them had some pretty gnarly ones on their like forearms and stuff. Yeah, you show up there, it's pretty like cool experience. The actual map itself is pretty epic, and I'm like I played Call of Duty growing up, so that was
big gamer.
That was a very cool moment. You're walking down there with your boys.
Real life video game.
I'm gonna fuck shit up right now.
Turns out you got fucked up.
So they pretty much give you the gun. You buy the balls, and then you get
you
gloves.
pay per ball.
Yeah, so we paid for like this package, and it turns out it's only like 100 paintballs, and you go through that almost in one game. So I ended up buying 300 more balls.
Damn.
And then I just got...
Do you have to reload the gun?
Yeah. So you... it was actually surprisingly harder than I thought.
You have to like pour your balls in the gun?
Yes. Yes, I poured my paintballs into the gun, yes. Yeah, big silly.
Like in the middle of the game, you're just like, wait.
Yeah, literally.
I'm out of balls.
At one point, I did run out. I was like, oh shit. So you have.
And then you just have to play hide and go seek or what?
To make this even funnier to this joke, the canisters where your extra paintballs are in, they are also like your protection for your junk down there. So they're literally hanging where...
So your balls are your balls.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's the protection for your balls. So they give you the reload guns. You put that there. You get gloves and you get a face mask and you get a neck protection. And Yeah, that's pretty much it. And they ask you, like, do you want the anti-fog mask? And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, just give me the basic mask. I'll be fine.
You're like, I don't sweat,
Worst,
so it shouldn't be a problem.
Worst idea. I mean, it's raining. It kind of died down a little bit while we were paintballing, which was cool.
That's good.
But it was raining.
Okay.
And then within 2 minutes of, like, the game starting, instant mask fog. Couldn't see, like, anything. So I'm trying to shoot. And I'm not just playing with the
boys,
11 boys that we were that weekend. We're playing with like 50 people. We're playing
right.
and like there are some people with serious gear. Like they're not using the basic paintball gun.
These guys were here to ruin your day.
These guys were straight up mercenaries.
Were they good?
Very good. Yeah. I mean, at one point a guy had a riot shield. Like what? Like,
I feel like there should be like levels, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
like level 1 is like bachelor party, here to play paintball, and fog heavy.
Yeah.
And like level 2 should be like the anti-fog, the whatever.
I mean, to me, like I couldn't see, and the base for me is like, if you want the people to have a better experience, like just give the anti-fog mask as the base level. I don't know why
I feel
you
like
wouldn't.
you always see everything through a business owner's lens. You're like, if they want to have a better experience.
Yeah.
But
like at the end I was like, I would never want to do this, but then I was thinking, well, I think I would want to do this, had been able to see.
The frustration of not being able to see clouded clouded, fogged your experience.
Yeah And so we go out there.
Funny,
it was a good one.
Thank you.
So we go out there. I'm like, adrenaline is high. We're excited. It's a huge map, by the way. We're in like a really big zone. What do you mean by map? Like the zone that you're in. Like it had like
the playground,
helicopters, castles. Like, I'm talking like it's a big hill.
It doesn't sound like a map. It was like
a
map is like a piece of paper, no?
It's like a full-on war zone. Like
a war zone.
It is very like real and legit. And you're like, okay, here we go.
Do you feel like you're in a video game?
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I am in this right now. And at this moment, never been hit by a paintball.
Were there any girls there?
Yes, there were some, but not many. I remember towards the end, there was a couple like younger ones.
Did you shoot young girls?
I hope not. It's possible. I don't know. I couldn't see.
And it all goes full
I could have
circle.
been shooting. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I could have been shooting my own teammates.
Honestly, if you shot a young girl, I would be so icked out by you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they weren't young. I'm talking like in their young 20s.
That's
late,
young.
like 18 area.
You're an adult.
There were kids also. Like kids, I say like teenagers.
Like with their parents. Or by themselves.
Some of their parents were actually in the zone before you go out into the actual like war zone. So there's like a big net, and that's where you all go back, where you put your safety back on your gun.
Okay, so they weren't playing, but they were like
the kids were in there. Then so what happens is like you play a game, you're in this.
Wait, the parents were making their kids watch?
No, the kids were out there playing. Some of the parents were watching their kids.
Okay, yeah. I was like, how funny is that?
Like,
the parents are like, come, let's go paintballing. Okay, you watch mommy.
So there's like this So you walk into the actual war zone, and then in the corner of the war zone, there's this little protective net base where you kind of go back at the end of the match. Okay. And that's where you put your safety back on your gun so you can't shoot. This is where people can take their masks off. This is where you
unfog your foggy glasses.
Yeah, exactly. You get like the pressure back put back into your gun so it can shoot properly. So yeah, very cool experience. So we go out to our first game. I don't really understand what's going on. So we go out there.
Understanding and seeing are like two pretty good criteria.
In hindsight, I understand what he means now, but didn't understand what he was speaking. It's also like, like country town, like Quebec. So very thick French accents, and very quick spoken. So anyways, apparently you had 2 lives in the first game. When you get shot the first time, you go back. You have to touch your base, and then you go back out, and then the second life you get shot, you have to leave, you have to go to that protective zone there,
and you're out for the rest of the game.
And then you're out for the rest of the game. I didn't know that. I thought so. I got shot within 2 minutes of the game starting, right in the goggle, so I couldn't see actually from not just the fog, but I couldn't see from the front.
Yeah, and there seems to be a theme.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, well that wasn't so bad. So I go back to base. One of my buddies has like a cloth. I wipe it off. I go back out.
Shot again.
Couple minutes later, I get shot in the side, and oh my God, that
like, I'm
freaking
awake
hurt. And I was
now.
like, oh, like that really hurt. And then when you get shot, you put your hand up, and then you're supposed to walk out of the map. But I ended up just walking back to the base so I can go back in. I did that like several times. But as I put my hand up, some guy like shot me in the back and also in the back of my head too. And it was like an
headshot.
instant pain. Yeah. And then you feel like an extreme adrenaline rush after that.
Yeah, because then you're like, I really don't
like,
want this to happen again.
Yeah.
Being shot is not fun.
I go back out
It's
there.
not like laser tag.
No, it's not. No.
I think laser tag is like as far as I would go here.
So I go back out there, and for the other team to win, which I didn't know, I thought the guys were just going to call the match, but for the other team to win, they just have to kill all the other team. So I'm starting to get I get shot, I go back to my base, I go back out, I get shot, I go back in.
You're like ruining the game for everyone.
So like I am like getting just pelted. And then I start to realize like I'm not even able to leave my little base zone. I'm getting shot almost instantly. And I'm like, why? Like, where are all my teammates? And they were like, they had left the actual map. And then when they called off the match, I was cheated. Like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So
the game would have been done way earlier, but you were the man with 20 lives.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
So,
whoops.
Anyways, fun weekend. I would do it again if I could actually see properly.
Yeah. Would have been worth the upsell.
Yeah.
Got it.
It was like $25 more
Beautiful.
for the freaking mask. And I was like, why didn't I just pay for that $25? But anyways, good experience.
Love that for you.
It's actually quite physical too. Like we were very like active and sweaty. Like we were running around. Like it was
I can imagine it was, and you probably felt like you had a big workout after too because of the adrenaline rush that came with it as well.
Like you're in the mud, like you're behind massive cinder blocks trying to shoot and trying to duck and everything. So
I thought you were gonna like it.
I did like it until I got shot in the back and until I couldn't see, and I was like, oh wow, this is going to hurt. And I can't see where anyone is and where to shoot. So
right.
Anyways.
Did you get anyone really good?
Well, it's hard to tell because you shoot from so much. You're
like, I could have been shooting a wall.
I definitely know that I hit some people because you can, like, through the blur of the goggles, you can see when someone lifts their hand up, and you're like, oh, okay, I got someone. But you don't know, like, they're so far away from you. They're like 50 yards away, sometimes even further, and you're like, okay, I guess I finally nailed that person. You kind of see someone sticking out of this area, and they don't really know where you are, and you're just like, shooting your little paintball gun, you're like, ta 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 ta, and then eventually you just see their hand go up, and you're like, oh, nice. After 3 minutes of me shooting this person, you finally got them.
You finally got them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, good experience.
Love it. Glad for you.
I would highly recommend you go paintball once if you've never gone before, but get the anti-fog goggles or mask or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Sometimes the upsell is worth it.
And wear a long sleeve and some pants, whatever you do.
Maybe like a thick hoodie so you have a bit of cushioning.
Yeah. God
Were you
damn.
sweaty?
Very sweaty.
You don't sweat much.
I mean, it was also like raining. It was raining.
You were just
running.
damp.
Yeah.
That sounds gross. You probably smelled so bad after that.
Probably.
Like wet, damp, sweaty paint.
Yeah.
Blech.
And then never showered all weekend because it's a bachelor weekend. You're not going to do that. No, I'm just kidding. Showered.
That's disgusting. I know that's not true because you're like a 2-a-day kind of showerer.
Well, let me tell you, the cottage we stayed at was freaking nice. And we had an epic sauna in there. So yeah, we pretty much went sauna several times. And then, yeah, for sure have to shower after the sauna. They had an outdoor shower. Which was pretty cool. But yeah, anyways.
Love
hopefully
that for
you guys all had a good weekend.
We did. Thank you.
I would love to hear if anyone else has done paintballing before. If you've done any like physical activity that you think is fun, send it our way. Shoot us on Instagram, CrossFit Max _MTL. Let us know.
Tell us.
All right, let's get into today's episode. We have hit the 30,000 mark for downloads, my love.
If you stuck around and listened to that whole story, I told you we were going to tell ya.
30,000 downloads on the podcast.
That's a lot of downloads for our 2 listeners. They have been listening to that episode on repeat.
Yeah, it definitely is unique. The topic of the podcast today is we have officially passed the 4-year mark of kind of starting this gym. The gym hasn't technically been opened because our opening date
been on the hook
was
for the lease for 4 years.
Yeah, our opening date was August 19th, but in June is when we actually got the keys to the place and when we started doing like renovations and things. And it's kind of cool. I'm starting to get like memories.
The memories,
Actually, shout out to Julien, who was someone who helped put our floors down. And he literally sent me a video yesterday, which was a memory from 4 years ago of him helping us put the floors down. All the exercise mats that we put down on the ground.
They were so freaking heavy.
So I'm sure Justin's Instagram is going to show him standing
walking
on top
of rolling on it by walking on it.
Yeah. And
that was some of the most hectic, stressful, exhausting time in our life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got the keys. I mean, for listeners who haven't ever gone through this type of experience, but like every day is crucial because every day that you take to open up your business is a lot of money lost. Yeah,
because you have no money coming in at that point and a lot of money going out at a very rapid rate.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting equipment, rent, things like that. And you want to start your business and open up those doors as fast as you possibly can. And there's just a lot of things that were out of our control. And you just have to take it hour by hour. I wouldn't even say day by day, but just hour by hour, because there was some like really intense
like 16-hour
moments.
days.
Yeah, there were some really intense moments where, you know, we're waiting for the flooring. There's delays. Okay, we'll be there tomorrow. And you find that out like the day before. And then you're like, okay, what time are they going to be there? And bang, they show up at like, you know.
They showed up at like 6 a.m.
6 a.m., yeah.
Stupid.
And the way, if you guys haven't heard this story, they were delivered in massive 1-ton rolls. And the way our back door is, we have like we don't have a what do you call it, like a
lift?
No, yeah, lift,
like a garage.
Yeah, we don't have like a garage to our back. We have like a dual door opener, but then that door leads into a normal regular sized door,
like the one you have in your bedroom.
Yeah, to come into our gym. So it's not like the truck could just drop the pallet of the roll and we could just roll it into the gym. It was this monster roll of rubber, and not just one.
1,200 pounds each.
I think it was 1,000, right? It was a ton. Was it exactly 1,000 or 1,200? I thought it was 1,000 exactly. That's how I thought it was. And we had
my memory.
6. We had 6 rolls, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 6 rolls? So what we had to do is we had to get the
off the truck somehow.
Get them off the truck. Yeah, that was actually crazy.
We actually ended up calling it like a tow truck to help us.
Oh, it's true. Man, I forgot about this.
We called like a random tow truck. That guy was nice, but he was so pissed.
Yeah, crazy. So the delivery person was completely useless.
He didn't have a forklift or nothing.
He's like, here's the rolls. Like, how do you want to get them out of my truck? And I'm like, what do you mean? How do I want to get them out of your truck? You were supposed to deliver them to me. How are you going to get them out? Anyways, so we ended up calling a tow truck. The tow truck ended up taking his kind of clip, I guess, and
like pulling them out of the truck and then like
pulling the pallet
onto the floor.
Yeah, pulling the pallet onto his tow truck and then wiggling it down to the ground. Chaos. Anyways, then we had to
unroll them outside in the parking lot,
measure inside, unroll the massive roll outside, cut it, and even when we cut that small portion,
took like 3 guys to lift.
It was too heavy for us to just carry it in, so we had to put it on a dolly, and then we had to pull that dolly inside, and then take it off the dolly, unroll it, glue it onto the ground, etc. And it took us a week to do that. So that was our lovely first experience of the equipment side of things, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, even before that, we had so many attempts at getting loans in order to open the gym, and so much like will they, won't they, will they, oh, they said they will, but now we need this paper, no, now we need this paper, now we need this paper, now we need to, okay, let's ask this person instead, let's ask this bank. Like it was so many, we got a lot of no's.
We got a lot of no's until we got one yes. And then that one yes led us into the next challenge, and then we got a whole bunch of no's for the next challenge until we got that next yes, and then we just kept rinsing and repeating that. Would you say this?
Honestly, like now in hindsight, think that they didn't mean to say yes, but then there was like that one girl who was sort of incompetent, and we had her in writing saying one thing that she probably shouldn't have said, and then they couldn't take C's backsies, and we were just relentlessly hounding them until they were like, okay, fine.
I mean, it took us like several months. Several months.
And at the same time, gyms were closed while we were trying to do that because of COVID.
I guess I don't know if we've ever told this part of the story, and I feel pretty comfortable talking about it now.
Ooh.
But when we finally got accepted for the business loan, the way the loan worked is you had to have like contractors. Like we renovated the place a little bit. Yeah. We had the place painted. And then we had certain like renovation costs throughout the period. Like we had the light fixtures, and shout out to Justin for installing all of those beautiful lights up there.
Bless having an electrician friend.
But we had to get all the light fixtures done. We had the entire place painted. So if you're relatively new to the gym and you didn't know this, the ceiling used to be white, but it wasn't really white. It was really
like
gross,
and
it was yellow. It was yellow. It was gross. It was nasty. So yeah, the ceiling was once upon a time very gross and very white and yellow, and we painted that black. And yeah, so we had a company come in. By we, I mean they painted it all black.
Yeah, spray painted it or something.
Yeah, they spray painted pretty much the entire place black and white, and then we filled it in with colors, and the rest is history. But one of the things that we haven't shared yet, or at least I don't think so, is you have all these things that you have to go through renovation wise, but then you also have our equipment, and our equipment was, tens of thousands of dollars. And when we went to go order said equipment, because you need equipment to start the gym, you can't start, a gym without dumbbells or without a row and ski or, barbells and stuff like that.
You need it.
You need a rig. You need all that stuff. So we went to go like order the equipment, and then one of like the super annoying elements of this whole process,
type of loan that we got,
was like, oh well, we can't give you the money for your equipment until the equipment is physically in your building. And we're like, well, how the hell is that going to work? At that point, we had hired contractors.
We were so far in the process, and we found this out when we already had the keys.
I think the place was already painted, if I'm not mistaken, or the place was starting to be painted. We had signed a lease for the place, a 7.5-year lease. So we're like, wait, what? Like, why are you telling it? Like, we're literally about to order the equipment so that we can start the gym.
And then we were like, okay, we were like asking them to release the funds in order to the equipment, and then they were like, we can't release the funds until the equipment's in the building.
It was a wild time. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars of equipment. And
so needless to say, Brandon and I maxed out every line of credit available to us in our personal finances.
Yeah. So stressful.
And then we're like, well, I really hope the equipment shows up, because if not, we're totally effed.
Yeah. And that was a very scary moment at the very beginning of our business, for sure.
And could have just sunk us immediately if we weren't able to like put together, literally scramble together, like the scrappiest of scrappy scrambles that ever was.
Wild time. What would you say the biggest, now that we've kind of gone through that entire process and we're 4 years past that, what would you say the biggest thing you've learned from that is?
I think like resilience. I think that, just like learning to pivot and not taking no for an answer, and, that sort of like belief in yourself can make things happen. I think that it's so easy to let people like, I don't think really anyone initially, when we were talking about this idea, I don't think anyone really was like, that's a good idea. like we've won people over in the process, and we have a lot of support, and even people who supported us who maybe probably didn't think it was the best idea. But I think people were quite vocal with us about like, this is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the maybe delusional determination from, I would say you even more than me, because halfway through the process I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, but we were already overcommitted. But yeah, the like, I feel like just the big lesson in that was that if you are relentless and if you don't take no for an answer, then in some way you always find a way. Like there's always a way. If it's not plan A, B, C, D, like the gym was like plan H. Yeah. Well, not having a gym. Having a gym was plan A, let's say. Yeah. But the way we got here was plan H. Yeah. You know, like there was just the location wasn't what we had in mind. The business loan didn't work out the way we had in mind. The lease, this, that, the other thing. Then when you open the gym, how you imagine who you think are going to be your first members and who actually are your first members, and who you think are going to be people that would never come to your gym and then they actually do come to your gym. Like there's just so many layers to it. So I think that just being relentless is like the biggest sort of lesson. And I think the biggest surprise up until now is that I thought that getting the gym open was the like, okay, well, once we can get open, then we're open. And then it's going to be like, in my head, smooth sailing. Not that it's not smooth sailing, but obviously we've had lots of highs and lots of lows, and it's like a very big process. But I think that maybe something that I didn't realize going into this is that it's actually constantly relentless. Like, it's just a different obstacle always. And I feel like that's just like part of the growth. Now they're a little bit less stressful than they were when we first tried to open the gym. But I feel like I'm surprised by how like much there's still just so much.
Yeah, I feel like that's the entrepreneurial life.
Yeah.
That like maybe before when we were doing this, it was more smaller. Like this is still technically a small business.
Yeah.
But on a larger scale though. You know, like when we were doing our online thing before,
there was no overhead.
Yeah. There was barely any overhead. You kind of do what you want to do, and you're working with much less people. Yeah. Now we're working with so many people.
Yeah,
we have coaches. We're working with the public. We're working with people who have never worked out before, and we're working with
people we've never met before.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's like a big thing. You know, at the beginning, their first year of the gym, it was primarily people who had at least like 1 or 2 degrees of separation from us. Yeah. Now it's strangers.
Yeah. I would say most people at our gym, I don't know if it's even close. I would say the percentage is so high of people I've never met before are members at our gym.
Like we only met them from the gym?
From CrossFit Max, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to even differentiate now because they all feel like people we've known for a long time. But yeah, you're right. But I think that the core group of people who were our first members had one, whether we knew them well or not, they had like a degree of separation from us. Like it was our warm market, let's say. Yeah, exactly. Like most of these people, most of these amazing community members are literally from either a friend that was at the gym here, or referred family member, or colleague, or just social media marketing. They saw it when they were driving by. Like I would say the large percent of our community members here were like people that we did not ever know before starting this gym, which is pretty freaking cool to think about that. To think about the 100+ people. Like I'm trying to think, like I don't even know if like maybe 30. I'm trying to think if do you think we have 30 clients who we knew? Yeah. You think? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I would have said less than 30. But yeah, we should look into this. I'm so curious.
Like anyways, maybe not that we knew well, but that like we knew. And what I also came to learn in the opening of the gym process is that this is going to sound so egotistical, but I don't want it to sound like that way. But a lot of people knew us.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's quite a few people that come to the gym and they like know us because we were very, very prominent online, especially for the 2 years before we opened our gym about in the fitness space, and we were posting so much. So I feel like sometimes they knew.
Shout out that YouTube vlog.
Yeah. Like I feel like sometimes people knew me, but I hadn't maybe known them.
Yeah.
Because they actually only knew you. So they had never maybe really met me, but they felt like they did because we were doing so many YouTube videos at the time and whatever.
Man, I just had like some client reach out and is going to try out the gym. And she was like one of my first clients. We were talking about her before.
Yeah.
She was like one of my first clients.
I went to high school with her.
Back in the day. Yeah. So you went to high school with her. She was one of my first ever clients. I'm talking about one of my first 20 clients 13 years ago. And I haven't seen her in like 10 plus years, and she's gonna come try out the gym. And I was like, wow, there's still people out there that are thinking about this, you know?
That's what I mean. Like,
so cool.
I love it. I think that it's been like a big surprise, you know, from that side of things. I also think, you know, it's so interesting because when we first were planning to open the gym and thinking about open the gym, you obviously like think about like who are going to be our members, like who are the people who are going to fill this beautiful space that we're creating.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit surprising to me because there's also like the side of like you think like, oh, these people are going to come for sure.
Like or friends, you think?
Yeah, friends or family members or like people we used to work out with, or you know what I mean? Like there's sort of like, and you know, some of them are members now. Like, let's use Julien and Kat as an example, you know? Like, they're members now, but you forget that it takes a long time for people to want to switch gyms, especially if they're going to another gym.
Yeah.
Like, we're creatures of habit, blah, blah, blah. And so I feel like it's very interesting because, like, you know, like Julien helped lay the floors of our gym.
Yeah.
But he only became a member like a year ago.
Yeah.
But like he's a cherished friend of ours, and so is his girlfriend and their beautiful baby, and like we love them so much.
Yeah.
But it's just like an example of like sometimes you think because it's like the center of your universe, the gym, you forget that it's like for some people it's not.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But then I feel like now they would never leave our gym. You know what I mean? Like they're just like love it so much. They're like, I can't believe we didn't join earlier.
I think it's the coolest thing ever. You just open up these doors to this place. You just fill it up with, you know, gym equipment. And the beauty of this place is the people that walk through the doors. Like that to me is the most special thing. And like the relationships that we've built over the last 4 years, the people who have come, the people who have gone, the people who are still around, the people who have built like closer relationships with.
Oh my God. It's
very
so
cool.
sweet. And it's so special.
It's the best part of the job, really.
Yeah, I really love that. And I love that, like, there are so many, like, because of the connection that was made because of the gym that we have, there are, like, friend groups that have formed and people who are going on vacations together and people who are getting married and people who, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, obviously it isn't like all thanks to CrossFit Max, but CrossFit Max was like the first step in those people being in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Like even like Jess and Ocean, they went to go visit like Alana's farm and did like a weekend together and stuff, or a night together, I'm not sure. But like that stuff you see on people's social media, you just scroll on social media and you look at people's stories and like, oh wow, that's so cool. Like these people are hanging out. They go to the gym. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, like they took their, you know? Took
Ocean's van
class, but I mean like they took their workout buddy from inside the gym outside the gym, you know, like they took their friendship to a whole new level, and they wouldn't have met if they weren't working out together. Yeah,
it's so cool.
I love that.
If there were some like takeaways I've taken from this whole experience is that you gotta be, I mean, we're CrossFitters, you gotta be resilient in everything you do. And like we said, there were so many no's, so many like challenges along the way, and we just never we never let those obstacles define us or, you know, stop us from getting to that next level. And it was just this relentless pursuit of, we're gonna do this, and, you know, we talk about this in CrossFit all the time, but just having that resilient mindset, that growth mindset, the mindset of, okay, like, well, how can we? Like, how can I fix this? How can I improve on this? How can I do better? How can we make it work? How can we make it happen? And it was just this constant intensity.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, there are more intense moments throughout the years, but that was a very intense moment 4 years ago of like, okay, here's the key to the place. You've signed your name on this lease. You're responsible now for a lot of money, and like, good luck on your business, you know? And then 3, 2, 1, go. The timer's on. You know, it's an AMRAP. Here we go. You know, how many rounds and reps are you going to be able to do in this time period? And yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot of like hard things.
Mm-hmm. What's like your life lesson that you've learned up until now?
Man, life lesson. I mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Like, if you want it, you can do it. And I think I've applied that to a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
But like, for sure, this whole process was a dream of mine to do. And like we've said before, we had a lot of no's.
Yeah.
With, well, and then I was like, well, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Someone gave us a small crack in the door and we busted through it.
Yeah.
What do you think is like, what do you think like made you believe it was worth taking the risk? Do you know what I mean by that? Like,
I know
what
that.
made you
Yeah, because I never looked
not take no for an answer?
Yeah, because I just have a passion for this, like a deep passion that I cannot explain to people. But I just love helping people through CrossFit. And I knew, I mean, when I was lost in life in my 20s and I didn't know what I wanted to do and I dropped out of university,
right,
I knew that I had a really, really big passion for CrossFit. And I knew that caring for people and helping people in their health was something that was undescribable. And I knew that like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So opening up a brick and mortar studio here was just something that I never didn't believe in. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. And like, what about the process so far are you the most proud of?
What am I the most proud of? Man, that's such a hard question.
I feel like one thing, while you're thinking on it, I feel like one thing that I'm so proud of, which I feel like is kind of the thing that you don't really talk about as much, especially in the early process and like opening up the gym and stuff. But something that like I'm so proud of is, and I think that maybe people don't realize, is that like we didn't have any help. I don't mean that we didn't have any like help. We had a lot of help, physical help from people, a lot of friends helping us out. I mean, Justin did a ton of the electrical. That's not what I mean. But I mean, like, nobody just like gave us money. Like, all of the loans and all of the funds that went into opening the gym, like we, as in Susie and Brandon, figured it out. And I feel like, you know, how old were we when we opened the gym? 26 and 28?
Yeah.
Like young adults, we didn't have like crazy big jobs beforehand. You know, we were always kind of working in this health and wellness space. I was teaching yoga. You were coaching CrossFit. Those are not like the kind of like crazy things, but we really like drew from every resource available to us and like got loans in our name and in the gym's name. And like, I don't know, I feel like that's something that I'm super proud of, is that like none of this was handed to us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, none.
And I feel like sometimes people maybe don't realize that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to answer that because I'm proud of like so many things. I don't know if I'm necessarily like so proud of like something that I've done, because I don't ever think about that stuff. I'm just like on to the next thing.
Yeah.
I think like some of the things I'm really proud of is like the events that we've put on at the gym. I'm really proud of like how our community holds themselves when we also do events, like when we've done neon workouts and like when complete
Like
strangers
how
have
they
come
represent
and
you.
like when they've judged for the CrossFit competitions
Right.
or the High Rocks events and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Breast cancer events. Yeah, I'm really proud of those moments. I'm really proud of the people who have hit the 500 mark.
Yo, that's crazy.
I would say I'm proud of those people who have hit the 500 plus mark, but I'm also proud of the people who have been here since the beginning. Like there are some people that have been with us since year one, and maybe they haven't hit 500 classes yet, but they're on their way to. And I'm like really proud of those people for sticking it out along the journey. I'm really proud of all of the PRs that have been hit from people across the way. Like
It's
when
crazy.
someone like is so pumped that they hit a personal record, like that stuff, there's just an extreme amount of pride I have in all of that. And I would also say I'm proud of like the fact that there are so many people in our gym that have never done CrossFit
Yeah.
and are doing that now. Like it's spreading the word of like CrossFit really is for anyone who puts their mind to change and to health, that we really can help anyone that wants to do that.
Yeah.
And we say CrossFit isn't for everyone, but it is for anyone. And that's because not everyone is willing to make that change. Not everyone is willing to set health as a priority. And, you know, health is not always linear. Fitness is not always linear. It's not always up, but it's also up and down. And I'm really proud of all those people who have gone through the downs and just kind of pushed through. And maybe someone listening to this might be going through a down period.
Right now.
Maybe they're at a point in life where stress is high. Maybe they've heard a lot of people tell them no, 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 and they're just fighting to get one yes. And if you are hearing this, hey, you could do this. Just keep
going,
being relentless, keep pushing through. You will get a yes eventually. You know, you have to keep going until you get it, and it won't be easy, but yeah, I'm proud of all of those.
I feel like
all those moments for sure. And there's like little last thing I'll say is like I'm proud of like the upgrades that we've made along the journey as well. A lot of people don't realize because they, you know, they're maybe either new to the gym and they don't realize how much upgrading. But we've put in a lot of reinvestment back into this gym. We've put in a lot of time. You know, I'm getting memories of our stuff from 4 years ago. I'm like, holy crap, like that back wall when it was like even the white mezzanine, it was like blue and gray, the murals that we've put up, the lights, like everything. Even I put up a photo on my story yesterday with all of the ergs lined up along the turf and just being like, had a great weekend, but back at it on Monday. And there were people that liked it and responded, so cool and stuff. And sometimes you just forget how epic this gym is because you see it every single day.
Yeah.
But I am very proud of how much we've grown this gym from just its base of black and white.
Yeah. I feel like it was like a blank canvas, and we're just like constantly adding color to it, color including like from the people and the vibe and everything. That's like whatever. If you could go back to the first year that we had CrossFit Max, what's one thing you would do so different? I know there's loads of things. Like we've learned so much. Like I feel like we've just been pivoting since day one. But what's like one thing that you're like, I would have done that different? Or not.
Man. I don't know if I would do anything different from year one. Yeah, I feel like everything.
Year one was fine. It was after that.
Yeah, for sure. Because
we've had a lot of like growth moments. There's so many.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if there's a lot that I would redo in the last 4 years period. There's maybe a couple things that I would redo slightly different. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you can't live in the past, and you just got to focus on like the present.
Yeah, but you can learn from the past.
Yeah, you can learn from the past, but you can't like. You can't dwindle on the past. You can't be like, oh shit, I should have done this. Like, there are certain things that.
But let's say you like are giving someone advice.
Yeah.
And they're gonna open a gym. You know, like it's not so much like maybe like it's hard to say for our gym because everything like that happened led us to where we're at now, and where we're at now is so great, and I feel like we're on a beautiful path. But I feel like there's definitely got to be like that.
Man, I loved everything about our gym the last 4 years, to be honest. If there was something that I would tell someone
What's an
going
advice then?
into this
Going into the
advice is you don't need to have everything perfect to start. Yeah, and just like
start.
Yeah, just start. Like,
I feel like that's
we
really
did
good
some
advice.
outdoor stuff when we didn't have floors yet, and we tried to make things work, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, I think that's something we did well. We just like, I feel like we've been like that ever since, always together. It's always been like, well, if you wait for the perfect time, it's never going to happen. So you just have to like take the first step.
Yeah.
And then once you're kind of in motion, things happen. And I feel like that's like everything in life. I know it's not the same, but like, you know, oftentimes people like want to plan a wedding or want to have a baby or want to do whatever. And it's like, if you're always waiting for everything to be perfect, for all your ducks to be in a row before you start, you're going to spend a lot of time waiting.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be obstacles. So it's like,
It's the same thing for just
go.
people starting CrossFit. A
Yeah,
lot of people are just
100%.
like, oh, when I finish this thing, then I'm going to start CrossFit. When I get X fit enough, then I'm going to start CrossFit. When when my friend wants to join, then I'm going to start CrossFit with them. You know, it's like, just start.
Just start.
And I would say that to any like gym owner is like, hey, do some outdoor workouts, do some, community events. Like, you have to really care about people, and you got to really care about this.
And that'll translate.
Yeah. And then just have a passion. You gotta love this. I didn't get into this career for so much of the business stuff. I always had like a little bit of a passion for business, but really I got into this because I like love CrossFit and I love helping people through CrossFit. So yeah.
Well, it shows.
Thanks, love. 4 years in, 4 years since we started renovating this place. We're almost at the 4-year mark of being open, which is pretty cool.
That's crazy.
2 months out. 2 months out.
I feel like it's been 2 minutes and 25 years all at the same time. It's a little bit like parenting, like I feel like I've been a mom my whole life, but I gave birth yesterday.
Yeah. I'm excited. We got some really cool things in the works over the next year. I'm excited to hit that. I'm just excited for every single day. Every day, like, there's a cool opportunity.
New milestones, new exciting projects. I'm trying to focus on like the day-to-day stuff right now. I feel like I'm in the thick of a lot of different things new that are happening, which I'm excited for, but also trying to focus on that. But I do have some really cool plans for the next year, and the vision.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're almost on completed year 4 of CrossFit Max, which is crazy. We're at like an all-time
high in membership at the moment,
yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah, it's really cool. The highest we've been for memberships. Like, we're just gonna keep growing, keep believing in the service that we're offering to people, keep believing in our product, and then just keep believing in our community members. Like, the people that we have in our community are incredible.
Absolutely.
They work hard, and and
I feel like keep delivering them a good service.
Yeah. So we'll end the podcast the same way we always do, with client of the week.
Pew, 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 pew.
And this client has been absolutely crushing it. Period. They took
said.
They took a tiny period of time off to finish their semester at school, and then they have come back with a vengeance.
Absolutely.
This client hit 5 workouts last week. I don't actually know how many she's done total, but she's probably ranking up there. But she also had an influence to get her father to start. I think it's been a month now, maybe 2 months since her dad has been here.
Yeah.
And that client is Rimsha.
Yay, Rimsha.
So Rimsha has been an awesome client here. She has really come out of her shell the last few months. I think she started before Christmas. So I think she's officially hit that 6-month mark now. But it's actually so crazy to see how much fitter she's gotten over the last 6 months. Too. She's gotten strong. She's gotten super fit. She's encouraging people. There was a few weeks that she wasn't here, and then like when she was here, there were so many people that went up to her and be like, Rimsha, like, we missed you, like, da da da. So, yeah, even yesterday, I think it was Jason. Jason went up to her and was like, hey, like, wow, like really good job on the running. Like you're getting so much better at the running. And that's kind of Rimsha's, one of her goals is to improve on her cardio stuff. I think her goal was to do a half marathon. So yeah, just super proud of you, Rimsha. Thank you so much for being a good energy.
She's so nice to be around.
Super frequent. 5 sessions last week. Will she hit 5 again this week? We'll find out.
Stay tuned. We'll let you know next week.
30,000 downloads on the podcast. On our way to 50. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
Bye.